Hello guys, how are you all doing today? So a couple of weeks ago now I put a post in my Facebook group about the things that people find the most hard about starting Amazon and selling on Amazon. And apart from product research, one of the hardest things that people actually found was just getting started. So I think a big thing with getting started is getting over the fear of failure. Of course, when you're talking about making money online, when you're talking about investing money in anything, there's always going to be that fear of failure. So today I want to make a specific video on the fear of failure and how to overcome that to start your Amazon journey and just not worry about it at all, because you can be so confident that if you don't take this opportunity, you're going to end up much worse off than if you don't just get over that fear of failure. So that's what this video is going to be about. But before we get into it, I hope everyone can go down below and subscribe, click the bell notification, give the video a thumbs up if you like it, and just basically everything like that. So without any further ado, let's get into it. So in the last YouTube video that I uploaded, I talked about the top 3 reasons why you might fail Amazon FBA. So I think this would be a great video to follow up on that, to talk about the fear of failure and what happens if you don't actually get past that fear of failure when thinking about starting your Amazon journey. So when we're talking about getting over the fear of failure, I think there's a few different things we have to look at and a few different points we have to cover as to actually getting over the fear. And what would happen if we just didn't do anything and we just stayed in our current position, which is something I'm sure most of you don't want to do. And that's why you're looking into Amazon FBA, because you want to get out of your current situation. So I've put some points on the screen now just that I want to cover and go over and just basically keep me on track so I don't go off on a massive tangent, because this is a point that I'm quite passionate about. So the first point, life will go on. So if you're looking at Amazon FBA as an opportunity, but the fear of failure is anything stopping you, you don't know how to start, or there's something stopping you from going ahead, I think the biggest action take and the biggest thing that's going to motivate you to get started is thinking what's going to happen if you don't, okay? If you don't get started right now, what is going to happen? Life will just go on. Amazon will continue to get bigger. More people will continue to start Amazon. You'll see other people start to get success. You'll see their sales. You'll see them doing good. And you'll still be in the same situation as you was a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, while other people are taking action. Other people are moving closer to where they want to be and probably where you want to be as well. So what is the alternative of not getting over that fear of failure? Is that thing that you're so afraid of that bad that it could outweigh the possibilities of if this succeeded? Is it that bad? So say for example you put in £1,500 and you lose that £1,500. You completely, say your product just gets completely lost. That never really happens, but say for example you're shipping your product from China and the boat just completely explodes, it spontaneously combusts, the boat's gone, your shipment's gone, okay? Is that really the worst thing that could ever happen in your life? That £1,500, is that going to dictate the rest of your life? Or if that shipment actually got to Amazon and that product started selling well and made you even £500 every single month profit, which one is going to affect your life long term the most, okay? So when I think about the fear of failure, I think about that even if I do fail, it's not as important as what if I succeeded. So the balance isn't really there to have that fear of failure. There's just no reason to be afraid of that, because the odds of it being successful compared to a failure and what that can do for me are just, they're not even comparable in which one was going to change my life more. So I think it's definitely going to help everyone. If you are at the point of having the fear of failure, think about that. Which one is going to change your life more? If you fail, yes, you may lose some money, but the world is filled with money. You can always make money, you can always lose money. The money is transferring hands every single day. Just billions of pounds all over the world is always being exchanged every single second. So money can be earned and lost and just all the time. So if your only fear is losing some of your investment, then I really don't think that's a rational fear to have when you think about the possibility. So how much do you want to get out of your current situation now? Is it that bad that you want to move on so much you can get over that fear of failure and think about the possibility, believe in the process? So I really think everyone's got to ask themselves that question of how bad would it be if you actually lost your investment? Because if the fear of failure is that you're just worried about the money side of things, then I think you really have got to think about what I've just spoke about and how bad it would actually be. So moving on to the next point of spectators and players and basically action takers. So the example I thought about earlier for this is about the whole Bitcoin and stuff like that. So I don't really get into that too much. I don't really do it. I probably put about 200 quid into it ages ago, and it's still sitting there. I haven't looked at it in maybe 12 months, so I have no idea how that's going. But I did that ages ago, and to be honest, it wasn't really for me. But it's not really about how good or bad Bitcoin was. It's about how quickly it exploded. And I think that's kind of what Amazon's doing now, but a lot slower. So you look at the trends of Amazon in the UK and how much it's growing and growing and growing, getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Whether you start today or not, Amazon isn't going to stop. It's not going to stop and wait for you to get over your fear of failure and I think, okay, I'm safe now. I feel like I can go into this, which is another point actually we'll go into in a minute. But I feel safe and comfortable now. I can get into it at my own pace. Amazon isn't going to wait for you. It's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. So you can jump on now and experience that growth and make it help you financially and in a bunch of different ways of your life. Or you can sit by and watch other people do that and grow with Amazon. And then in 5, 10, 15 years, look back and think, wow, if I started that product I was looking at all that time ago, this is where I would be now. This is how much that product is selling this many years on because Amazon has grown. More people have come onto the platform. So you can either sit and watch Amazon grow or you can get in and be a part of it. So I just think that all of these points, when you look at how much is Amazon growing, you look at the possibility, the money you can make. I don't understand how big your fear of failure can be that you can't see the opportunity that's right in front of you. So like I said, coming back to Bitcoin again, if this was the exact same situation where you knew that Bitcoin is going to go up and up and up and up and up, obviously now it's come down again. But if you was at the very start of that peak and you invested your money then, like almost like Amazon is now, where you got into it now and you grew with Amazon, like Bitcoin grew and people made so much money off of that before it obviously came down. But if you experienced the growth, then you wouldn't be one of those people who's looking back now thinking, wow, if I invested in Bitcoin 3 or 4 years ago and put in £10, I would have had thousands of pounds now. You won't be one of those people. You would have known that you've at least tried. And I think that is so important that in 50, 60 or even 20, 30 years time, are you going to think back to, oh, when I was 34 years old, I remember having £1,500 in my bank? Or are you going to think back and remember and regret not having invested that in Amazon at the time you could have? Because I think people are going to regret way more not investing in Amazon now than just having that money sitting in their bank. Because what is that money doing for you? Money sitting in the bank is nothing. I think of every single pound you have as a worker, as a soldier, to go out there and recruit more soldiers for you to make you more money. So if your money is just sitting in the bank and you're worried about losing that money, then that money isn't doing anything for you. It's just sitting there. You might as well do something now and not regret it in the future, because so many people regret not taking the opportunity. But if you took the opportunity and it failed, I don't see many people look back and almost regret taking opportunity that doesn't go well, because you know you at least tried. You've seen the opportunity, you went for it, and even if it doesn't go as planned, you can look back and say, well, at least I gave it a go. At least I know that I tried and I'm not missing out on anything that I could have possibly had if I didn't try it in the first place. So moving on from that point, we have small actionable steps. So if you have got the fear of failure and you're afraid of all these things happening, this is what I did personally in my Amazon journey when I first started. I was very skeptical at the time. I was quite worried until I got to the point where I just invested everything and just went balls to the wall. But apart from that, when I was very first starting, I was watching hours and hours and I must have watched hundreds of hours of content. I was just really just taking everything I possibly could because I wanted to make sure I knew everything, because I was still afraid of the fear of failure. But what I ended up doing was just taking small actionable steps, and before I knew it, I had my first shipment ordered. So I just basically woke up one day, bought Jungle Scout, and then I said, right, next week I want to search for this many products, I want to have this many products priced up, I want to message this many suppliers this week. And just these small actionable steps really help you kind of move through the process without even realizing that you're doing so. So if all you're doing is following your plan, before you know it, you're going to have your product order. It's going to be coming to Amazon. So these small actionable steps really kind of stop you from procrastinating and thinking about what if it doesn't work, what if this happens. You just got to set a list and follow your order, and it will help you push through the fear of failure, because you're not thinking about it. You're not thinking, oh, what am I going to do next? What if it doesn't go well? You've got your steps, you take them, you take action, you do them, and you're just going to push through the fear of failure without even realizing it. So pushing through the fear of failure, coming on to the last point, is your comfort zone. And this one is very personal to me, and I'm probably going to regret so much what I'm about to say now. But doing what I'm doing now used to be out of my comfort zone. So as much as I really don't want to do this, because you'll probably just unsubscribe from the channel and never watch me again, if you go back and see my first YouTube video, which is probably one of the worst things on YouTube, if not the worst, you will see how terrible and like absolutely bricking it I was on camera. I don't think I blinked for the entire video. It's just abysmal. It's absolutely terrible. I hate having it up there. I would love to take that video down, but I knew I wanted to get from point A to point B. And I'm still not there yet. I'm still on my journey to get where I want to be. But to get to that point, I know I had to do this. I had to get on camera and I had to teach. But I wanted to teach people and just have more people around me talking about Amazon. I love doing what I'm doing, so I love talking about it. But to do that, I had to get on camera. So that was completely out of my comfort zone. So I had to get through my fear of being on camera to get to where I wanted to be. So if you've got a fear of losing money or selling on Amazon or dealing with suppliers in China, but you know how much you want to be making, you know where you want to be, how much do you want that thing to push through your fear of failure? So if you go back now and see my first YouTube video, you'll see how terrible it was. But after a while, I got used to it. You get used to that fear of failure and it no longer bothers you. I don't mind doing YouTube videos anymore. But when I first started, it absolutely terrified me. I was so bad at doing YouTube videos, but I knew where I wanted to be so much that I pushed through that fear of failure. And I knew that video wasn't very good. I knew it was very bad. But I knew that if I just kept uploading videos and I kept doing it again and again and again, then I would get much better at it. So if you've got a fear of finding the wrong product, if you keep doing product research, you're going to get better at it. You're not going to be at that point forever. So I hope these points have kind of helped you think about the fear of failure in a different way and just not letting this opportunity pass you by, because you will regret it. And I don't think any fear of failure for Amazon FBA is that bad that you're not going to look back in a couple of years and just regret not taking this opportunity. So definitely just push for it. Take small actionable steps and just think about the opportunity. Think about how much Amazon is growing and you want to get on that now because you're just going to grow with it. Your listing is going to grow as Amazon grows, as more customers come onto the platform. So I really hope you've enjoyed this video and I hope it helps so many of you start Amazon FBA, because it truly is an amazing opportunity. If you haven't already, then I'd really appreciate it if you went down and subscribed to the channel, and probably don't go back and watch my first video, but give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below any questions or things you have about the fear of failure. What was your fears when you was first starting Amazon? How did you overcome those? Because I'd actually be really interested to hear about that. So as again, I hope you've enjoyed the video and I'll see you in the next one.